This is Caleb Leverett. I am stranded in West Vale, Colorado. Uh, the reason for me being here is not important. It's how I got here that to me is what is important. About 1:30 last night, I found myself walking down Interstate 70, heading back towards Denver to catch a plane back to San Antonio. It was about 10 degrees outside, snowing, and there was very little traffic, about 4 or 5. I walked about 4 hours or so, 3 hours, and there's only 3 or 4 vehicles, mostly 18-wheelers, that pass by. It is important to note that I was approached by 2 sheriff's deputies. I can only assume that they were alerted to some stranger in a very light jacket walking in the middle of the snow. Again, my reason for being there at this point is neither here nor there. Hopefully certain individuals will learn from their mistakes and maybe become better people. So anyways, I made it very clear who I was. As soon as they pulled up, I'm very familiar with how to, at least in my mind, how to deal with police officers. They were very professional. They were young men. One of them's name is Deputy Cory L. I did get his card. I did get his signature. Like I said, I made it very clear who I was. Father's rights activist turned, I guess you could say, equal parenting rights activist. Also made it very clear that I'm very tightly associated with the cop block people, cop watchers, peaceful street projects. I personally know and or have met many of the founders and or members of people who hold police accountable for their actions. It didn't seem to bother him. And there was another officer, and forgive me, sir, I don't remember your name, I didn't get your card, but both of these young men, I commend them. And I'm going to get a lot of flack from the cop watching community, I assume. We're all individuals. Some of the aggressive ways people get in cops' faces and record, I don't necessarily agree with it. I'm not saying it's bad or wrong, it's just not my thing. As part of the word accountability, I made it very clear that I'm aware that police officers in the United States, I told them that I'm aware that on average kill about 3 Americans a day. And again, after telling my story, how I arrived at where I was and proving and showing evidence, both of these young men introduced themselves by their first names. They didn't put deputy in front of it or sergeant or whatever. They didn't put any of that. They were 2 people helping a person in need. As far as holding police accountable, I think the vast majority of the cop watch community does a disservice to the community when they don't publish and commend good officers when they actually do the right thing. These men could have easily done what many do, but they didn't. They listened to me, and I was very respectful. I held my hands out, completely out, as they pulled up. They waited a few minutes. I must admit I was extremely nervous. Don't want to get shot. Didn't want to get shot. But after telling them my story, they offered to give me a ride in their back of their patrol cars to here at the Comfort Inn. I took them up on it, and I thanked them for their service. And I said, I know you guys take a lot of flack right now in the media, but as someone who's associated with the people, the libertarian style that I'm associated with, I will make sure to give a good plug to both of you. And if the employers of these officers ever see this, I don't know if he will or will not. I hope this isn't a death sentence to their careers. I hope they are not shunned away by the thin blue line. Americans are tired. Many Americans are tired of the police state that is America. There's nothing wrong with having peace officers, and these 2 young men were definitely peace officers. If you're going to give somebody an award or recognition, I say Deputy Cory L. And again, I covered up his cell phone number just so he doesn't get bugged personally, but the information, the mailing address, if you'd like to thank the bosses of these officers. I told them about my run-ins with Officers Spinks and Rocha at the Odessa Police Department a couple years ago, and I had the utmost respect for those two men as well. For police officers watching this, we want peace officers. We don't want the police state. And when you're just following orders and serving your masters, you're not doing anybody any good. You're making this place worse. So anyway, again, my reason for being here at this point anyway is irrelevant. I wanted to make a statement on commending these two officers. So anyway, I've got arrangements. People know where I'm at, the people I love and care about. It's too bad that there's not associations or organizations like Uber for police security. Again, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack from a lot of my fellow cop watch type people. Don't ever call the police. A, I didn't call him, and B, he did pat me down, but if I was in a private service providing the same thing, I would have been just like these men, cautious, respectful, and I would not let a stranger in my vehicle that I thought might be armed and ready to kill me. I let him pat me down, and I had absolutely no problem with it. They dropped me off, they shook my hand. I don't have my laptop here, so I'm not able to include the selfie that I took with Officer Dis, but his picture will be available shortly. As soon as I can get this uploaded to YouTube, it'll be available on my own Facebook account. Got arrangements, like I said, to get back home and be good. I'm out. Bye.